This isn't your time, Millennium Falcon. But we do love you. Hi, guys, and welcome back. Storm here.
Mom here.
Kimmy here.
We're going to be watching more of the Clone Wars today. We are on episode 11 of season 6. This one's called Voices.
Ooh, voices.
Yoda, I choose. Ooh, I choose wisely.
That's right.
I go back to normal
Yoda.
speaking
Yay.
habits, like I can't do Yoda. But I see him on the thumbnail. And yeah, so I hope he's going to be a main focus. We don't read the description on purpose because sometimes that spoils stuff for us. I also have Ahsoka here because we really miss her, and it's been way too long. So I don't know if she's going to show up at some point in this series. I really hope so. We discussed that a few times, and we do see her. She's in the background right now, kind of faded out, but she looks a little older on Disney Plus, and we're watching Clone Wars, so I don't think it's advertising a different series. I think she's going to come back at some point, but it might be brief. It might be for a little bit. We still have one season after this one. And we look forward to that.
Yeah, maybe Yoda's going to hear Ahsoka.
Ooh, maybe that's what it is.
Maybe.
Ooh, connection.
That's going to be the voices.
So I chose wisely
That'd be
today. Woo. And I do have the dark saber. Don't touch the hot end. Ah! So I'll leave that there. But yeah, so a lot of crazy stuff happened last time.
I'm wondering, like, how they're going to keep this away from the Chancellor. Like, not letting him know what they're going to do.
I mean, for once, for them to even say that, we're like, yes, but it's so messed up at this point that it's like, it's not going to really help at all. But it's sweet how they're really thinking of the clones because they do trust the clones. They care about the clones. They know if they say anything, they're going to, they think they're going to do something to them. Like kill them off or do something there. Or because they want them to keep making them for the war. But I know it's because they really care for the clones and they don't want that to happen to them. So also to correct before, I love what you guys have to say. You guys fill in the blanks for us. We always have a lot of questions with the series. And again, it's our first time watching. We're blind to this series, all on the channel. So if you guys are new to the channel, thank you so much for checking us out here, taking the time out to watch our videos. And so you guys always fill in stuff for us. And we go in pure. And sometimes we're naive. So thank you guys. So anyways, Yoda the Hobbit, I always love what you have to say too. And you said just like Tup, he was decaying inside him, so it made him really aggressive. That's not true at all, I'm afraid. Tup's chip decayed after Five's chip was removed. It was shown to be perfectly healthy and no decay, and he had no side effect making him aggressive before or after it was removed. The whole point of Five's taking his chip out was to show taking out the chips don't make them more aggressive or crazy and to prove they all had them. Now let's say the Kamonian injected him with a drug to make him erratic and drowsy so no one would believe him. Basically a SW version of LSD or something to alter his mood. I don't really see why you thought Fives was going crazy. He said nothing crazy and committed no crazy actions. Palpatine told him all about the plan to kill all the Jedi himself. That would make anyone try to kill the Chancellor and be wary of trusting anyone, which is so true, and I totally get that point. But what I was saying in that moment, I don't remember word for word what I said. I know you quoted me here. We're watching this blind. I really like Five's character. I'm not making any personal judgments toward him, like as a bad person. But in that moment at the end when I don't remember exactly what he said, but he was doing actions like, and I even questioned the drug because I didn't know what Nala gave him. I know she gave him some kind of drug to make him loopy, but then he was getting really manic off of it. So that was my confusion, which I wasn't sure what kind of drug she actually gave him. So when he was really getting weird at the end and like freaking out and really getting paranoid, I thought for a moment that it could have been the chip, which I think is I don't think that's
a valid point. Yes.
Yeah, I think it's a valid point because I know it's more straightforward than that because they did show us all these cues of, Palpatine confessing to him, and that's why he wanted to kill him right away because now he knows the plan of Order 66. So that also made him paranoid, but just in a real situation, like looking at like, oh, she just shot him full of something, but we weren't sure what it was. That's why I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe it was a drug, or maybe there is a possibility, even though his chip was in perfect condition and not decayed, maybe he is actually, like, the chip did actually keep him in control. So my point is, like, I totally know you're right, but just because I had that point, I think it was still valid because in the moment I was blind to it, and I, questioned what kind of drug. I didn't think it was as straightforward as, no, it was definitely just 100% that. But again, I love reading what you guys have to tell us because it does, like, really help us, like, follow through with certain things as well. And then, Rogue, you also say they didn't stun Fives because the Chancellor gave the shot to kill order, which is legally fair. Fives did try to kill the Chancellor and committed treason. So it's just so sad. Like,
it is because you set him up for failure, He wanted to get him all, riled up, and he wanted to get him, to really get pissed off and try to do something to him, the Chancellor. So, I mean, poor guy had no chance with him, he just
it's terrible.
Such a mastermind.
Still great storytelling. I mean, like, we really root for these people, these wonderful heroes, and everything just sucks now because no matter what, it's just going to be a bad ending. And so Rogue, you even talk about the Domino Squad, which I'm so happy you brought them back up because from the start of watching the series, you guys warned us, like, know these guys, and not with any spoilers, you just told us to know them. So the Domino Squad, it's really sad that they're gone now. And then we have the 2 clones he saw were Jesse and Kix, the medic. So thank you for filling in the blanks for us. I really appreciate it. And it's just so sad. Like, the Domino Squad were amazing. And, you put so much effort and loyalty into a cause, yet look what happened, like, everyone's gone.
Right.
That's right.
And right up to this time that we're caught up to, the Jedi they're going to keep it quiet for the clones.
So fingers crossed. Hopefully it's going to be a positive episode. We'll see. Hopefully we're not getting too close to Order 66, but I think it's right around the corner. So shall we get into 611?
Voices, yes.
Voices. Yes. Madness can sometimes be the path to truth.
Hope Yoda's not going to go mad.
That's true.
Count Dooku murdered Sifo-Dyas and skillfully manipulated the Republic into the galactic conflict, intending for the Jedi to fight with the clones at their side.
Yoda.
Hear you, I do.
It is I, Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah!
It cannot be.
Obi's master.
Dead you are.
Huh. Wow. It's very powerful.
That startled him.
Yeah, physical.
Master Yoda, your thoughts on these revelations?
Oh, yes.
Oh, he's distracted.
Forgive me. Worried we all should be.
Lies and mistrust surround us in the Senate, and perhaps even within these walls. Excuse me, everyone. Master Kenobi, may I speak with you in private?
Of course.
I hope they don't think it's Yoda.
Yeah.
We all sensed it.
For something to affect Yoda this deeply concerns me. I feel the shadow of something greater on our horizon.
Yoda.
He hears it too.
Oh, Master Yoda.
Spoke with Master Qui-Gon Jinn on Mortis, did you not?
Yes. So did Obi-Wan. However, since he's dead, we don't think it was actually him. Everything that we know about the Force tells us that an individual retaining their identity after death is impossible.
But what about what we know not? Rest.
Oh, boy.
Then speak with the Council, I shall. Trust my feelings. I do not. The voice I hear does not come from within.
We shall meditate.
It's so good to see it. I know it would
Isn't
happen
it?
that way, but that's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hear the voice. I did not. Rest I must.
We have to consider that this may be a deception by the Sith.
You are older and wiser than any living Jedi.
Deceive. I may be.
Very open-minded.
That's-
I mean, he's so wise.
That's excellent that he agreed with that.
Yeah.
That's
It's like
right.
you just never know.
I am not an expert on his biology. This section of the brain is particularly active. Probably what happens when you approach 900 years old.
Yeah.
So,
He cannot be held accountable for Dooku's descent.
But they are connected. Whoever the Sith Lord is, He may be using this relationship as a direct link to Yoda.
I would like to suggest something. It is a dangerous procedure, but one that will without question allow Yoda to go to the source of this voice. Whoever it may be.
Ask Master Yoda what he wants to do. Only he can decide now.
He's gonna do it.
Master Yoda will be taken into an induced meditation. This allows the patient to go deeper than anything we can achieve by ourselves.
You don't have to do this.
See clearly, I must. Help, this will.
They don't really know his anatomy that well either, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It will take him as close to death as possible.
I don't like this.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, jeez.
No. Come to Dagobah.
Master Yoda! Master Yoda, wake up!
Speak of this to no one.
Okay.
Friends, long gone. Good friends.
So he's definitely not going to say anything then.
He won't say a word, yeah?
Because that's where he goes when he escapes, right?
Mm-hmm.
What Yoda claims is not possible.
As far as we know.
The dead are part of the cosmic force.
I want temple guards placed in the medical bay.
Friends we are, hmm?
Of course.
Do something for me, you must. Blamed you will be.
What?
Help me to escape.
The Council will not want you to travel at all.
Disobeying the Council, your expertise is. Come.
Where are you going?
He's like, I didn't
Come on,
actually
my
agree to
friend.
anything yet.
I hope I don't regret this.
He's like playful too, Yoda. You know, he's like,
Yes.
Get him to a ship as fast as possible and get him out of here.
Yay! What a team.
What have you done?
Hey, for once, none of this was my idea.
That was easy. At least they're being honest, not being like,
Yes,
oh, he
he is,
overpowered me to escape.
Right.
It's great that he didn't tell Anakin where he was going.
Yep.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yes. Take the ship, you may. Ready for my next instruction. Qui-Gon Jinn. Really you? It is?
It is. The light will be your guide.
It's cool, but kind of sad too.
Strong this planet is with the Force.
It looks so scary.
Yeah, it does.
Living beings generate the living force, which in turn powers the wellspring that is the cosmic force.
Ooh, Raptor.
All energy from the living force, from all things that have ever lived, feeds into the cosmic force. I exist where there is no future or past. I can only show you a place where the answers will be revealed to you. Give power to that which you fear, and it will show itself to you.
Remember Luke went into a dark hole or something. This is in a tree though. Well, maybe he went into a tree, I don't remember. Oh god, with Wind too. It was so
Yes.
Look at that chin.
Yes.
Yes.
There was a lot.
Oh, he's got more here.
Such darkness.
Oh, jeez.
Such evil. When will
Yeah,
this happen?
I have been tasked with guiding you forward.
I love the music too, because it's just like the movies.
Yeah.
Your path is clear, Yoda. Dark times are ahead, and forces of light must remain. This is the path of only a few Jedi. Goodbye, my friend.
It's so cool that he was back for this episode.
Yes, it is.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Only begun. Our long journey has.
oh boy.
See you soon.
Oh, geez, wow.
That was good. That flew
That
by.
was
That
excellent.
At the end was I like, okay, it's almost done. Wow.
That's something.
Wow. I mean, to be on that planet, so that's a planet that he, of course, ends up on when he escapes and he goes into hiding when everyone dies. And that's where Luke finds him.
Mm-hmm.
This was a powerful episode. I mean, I love Qui-Gon. It's great. Now, it actually sounds like Liam Neeson. Like, I wasn't sure if it was him or not, because sometimes they match the voices so well that it sounds close to them. But for TV shows, usually, like, big actors don't do TV shows. But I could totally be wrong there, and I'm sure you guys will let us know.
It's gotta be him.
It does sound like him.
Definitely sound like him.
Yeah,
for sure.
So,
and it's a huge episode, so I can see them bringing him back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, even the Star Wars music, we do hear the movie music now and again, but we had a lot of that in this episode, and I was just thinking of Luke the whole time, and so there was good memories for me there, but it's really sad. Like, I mean, I didn't expect Yoda to see that much. Like, this is how close you are. Like, it's just so frustrating. Not like that. Like, it's so well told, but I'm just so frustrated because I'm like, you're just so close. Like, they're pure people. Like, Yoda's such a wise, very caring person. So powerful, but just very caring about every living thing, right? And like, he's just so close. And I'm like, know that chin, just know that chin.
That's right. And he's so powerful. He's chosen. Like Jen said, you're chosen. You're going to be what I am, this energy force after you die. You're going to be the next key.
I mean, what guidance. That's great, you know, like to be able to move out. I mean, of course, like the movies with Yoda, when he does pass on, he's able to still communicate with Luke. And that's amazing, you know. So just to be on this planet the entire time, that was great. And for Anakin to help him, like, that was fun how playful Yoda was.
Wasn't that
He's like, you're just going to help me. And it was just really quick. And he's like, okay, sure. And he's like, okay, well. And they were honest the whole time. He's like, yeah, well, it wasn't really my idea. But it was just like boom, boom, boom. It wasn't like, oh, yeah, he tricked me or something. Because then it just makes it worse. And, oh, maybe he is going to the dark side. And, you know, so he was honest and he just took the blame for it and was like, okay, well. Ask for forgiveness, right? Not permission.
And right from the start, right when he did that procedure, the doctor, you know, suggested to do this procedure so he can, you know, hear those voices again. And but when he did it and he was so close to death, Obi was just like, get him out of there, you know. And for them to respect Yoda enough to not question him, what did they say, what's going on, you know, like tried to get something out of him. They were like, no, just go get some rest and, you know, you'll be better and everything is good. And like, that was really nice to see that, where they didn't press him.
I like that a lot, because they're all very wise and they're open-minded and they are always calm for the most part. And I knew that would happen, and they respect Yoda so much. Like, he's 900 and something years old, but not only that, he's highly respected because he's so wise and he has, I guess, pure energy around him. And but they even said, even the best of us can be corrupted, so we can't rule that out. And he's so good and professional and wise to be like, oh, I totally agree with that, and I should be tested. So I like how calm and understanding that is, where they all understand and they all tried to connect to see. It's like, I don't know if I'm going crazy. I don't know if I really hear this because it's beyond what we normally hear, you know, and it's just so beyond reach, I guess. And when they all try to connect with them after that, they weren't like, ooh, what does that mean? Like, I mean, I know they would be open to it, but just to see to that extent of them coming together to meditate with him, to be like, well, let's check it out.
Wasn't that fabulous? That's good. It looked like it was for hours, like overnight to the next day.
That would be a long time, you know. But just to be patient like that and to really meditate is huge. And I wanted to go back to the clones again because we discussed how different it is for the Jedi to actually hold that information away from the Chancellor. But when you think about it, they kind of sealed their own fate, because if they did have the clones decommissioned or whatever because of what happened, then the clones wouldn't have killed all the Jedi. You know what I mean? So that's like another thing that they're trying to help people, but that now is aiding Palpatine. I mean, either way, he knows Order 66. He made Order 66, so he wouldn't have the clones decommissioned, and it probably would have just happened anyways. But it just kind of aids it more to just let it go, and it just favors Palpatine no matter what, because then they're just like, well, we'll just keep it secret. So honestly, it is a favor to him than not.
Yes. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, that's common sense, I guess, but I just didn't really like think about it too hard, and I was like, that's not good at all. And I was just happy that they were trying to protect the clones, but oh god, it just sucks all around.
I liked when Mundi was really trying to open everyone's mind to, hey, Yoda might have the dark side. He worked closely with Dooku. You know, we have to really think about this. And he was really honing in that Yoda's the one who's, you know, being touched by the dark side more because of, you know, how he was reacting. And Yoda was, you know, very, you know, he understood. He's like, I have to do this procedure to find out. He's so open-minded. So that makes you feel like, okay, no, it isn't him. But it could be, you know, subconsciously he doesn't know it was, you know, it's him. They don't know. It's all unfamiliar.
Yeah. And that's why he was so open to it, because it wasn't that he was trying to gain their trust. It's because he even doubted himself as well. And he's like, it's always a chance it could be like that. But the fact that he was just really submissive to that was a huge deal.
Right. His mind is clouded. He's agreeing, you know, we have to just go into this and focus. But then when he heard what he needed to do from Jinn, he was like, okay, I know who can get me out of here.
Yeah.
I wonder who.
This was great. And I just love that planet so much. I mean, to know it's so pure too, because I kind of figured it would be very spiritual because Yoda trained Luke there. He was living there for quite some time, and Luke saw visions. I don't know if it was in the same area as that tree. I thought he fell into a hole, but it could be that same area where he had visions of Darth Vader in the movies. So for Yoda to see all this, and to that extent where he sees them attacking look like clones, and we see Windu getting attacked by Palpatine.
Oh, I know
but he's
it.
cloaked, so you don't see his face. You see some of the Jedi get stabbed and killed. It's
and poor Yoda to see all that all in one shot and come out of there, you know, and not being like completely devastated. He just went on mission and went back with. I'm sure R2 is very happy he's getting off the planet. He was a little scared at first.
He was a little scared, yeah. It did weigh a big toll on Yoda when he left. Like, he passed out, and Qui-Gon had to be like, wake him back up and everything. Yeah. But I'm glad R2 is secretive in this sense, because he doesn't tell Anakin where he went, because otherwise Yoda would have been killed a long time ago. Well, not this, but like after everything. You know, so R2 keeps that information and then tells Luke or something and brings Luke over there. It's been a while since we saw the movies, guys. I just want to go back. Because all these little details. I'm like, wait a second. We saw the movies once, and I'm like, okay. And that was before we knew any of the lore, but besides, like, the I am your father stuff. You know, so now we know so much more, so now I'm trying to connect with that. So I'm like, oh, wait.
That's good.
So very exciting.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what the Chancellor had to say to Yoda. Mace went, but I would curious to see what transpired there, so I'm sure we'll find out soon.
Have you noticed too that Anakin's more with the Chancellor now? Like, he's like, the Chancellor wants to see you, and just like the movies where he started spending more and more time with him.
Yeah,
not really
the
good
bridge.
Scary.
The bridge.
He's the bridge. Those damn bridges.
Man,
how that turns out.
So guys, can't wait to watch more. This is such a good series. So after this one, we've been getting a ton of requests to watch The Bad Batch. So I know that has to do with clones, and it takes place right after the Clone Wars. We want to watch Rebels. We will watch Rebels, but that'll be after we watch The Bad Batch. So I'm excited to see that. I know we're getting a lot of different opinions there, and I heard a little something about someone from Rebels or something that's in that, but just don't tell us, and we'll just be very surprised when we see that person in Rebels. Because if it's before, they might foreshadow something in the other series, but it shouldn't really, timeline-wise, you know, spoil anything for Rebels. I wouldn't
All right.
think, but we will see, because a lot of
that's
you guys have been
great.
telling us
That's
that,
good.
and I'm excited. But I am sad because I don't want to leave this show either, because
I
I'm really
know.
invested in it.
Yes, it's part of us. It's like
Part of us. I know.
watch
It's
yeah.
amazing.
every
Like, you get
week.
so involved in a show, and you really start to get invested into these characters and the story, especially now that we're kind of ramping up to this conclusion. I'm even more emotional about it. I'm like, oh my God, this is going to really suck soon. Man, good show.
is.
So thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up. That really helps the algorithm
Yes.
on YouTube. And we'll see you very soon, as always. Bye,
Bye.
guys. Nice shirt, Kim.
Hey, that's right.
Oh,
Woo,
yes.
check out our store.
Woo-hoo.
Links
Mama's got
below.
Yoda on her hat.
Woo.
Woo-hoo.
Yoda.
Yeah.